shoulders, your neck, your upper back. So this is a great routine if you feel tight or a lot of tension in these areas, which is increasingly common the more that we're on our phones, the computers, driving. We put a lot of pressure in this part of the body. So even a couple of minutes to stretch and open and unwind here can make a nice difference for your day. We're gonna start in a tabletop position. So adjust your palms so they're right under your shoulders and your knees so they're under your hips. Good, and we're gonna do some simple cat-cows to start. To begin, lift your tailbone, drop your belly, lift your heart, and we're gonna hold these first ones. So even feel the bottom of your throat pull down as the back of your head lifts up. Pull your low belly in and up. Feel your inner hands press down and energetically spin outwards to open the front of your chest. Broaden through your collarbones. One more breath in. And then as you exhale, start with your tailbone, start to draw it under. Lift your middle back and start to look in at your navel. And we'll hold this first cat pose. So press your inner hands down and feel your hands pull apart from each other. Good. Pull your low belly in and up. Push the air out. Lift your middle back. Lift the back of your heart. One more exhale. And then twice more on the breath, nice and slow. Inhale. Cow. And exhale, cat. Once more on your own. Right, really the press down of your hands and energetically pulling them away from each other towards the outside of your mat. We'll start to open your shoulders and then come back to a more neutral position. Good. And then just take the back of your right hand down and start to lean your hips towards your heels for a moment. You'll know when to stop, right? Press that heel of your hand down more firmly. Press your fingertips down firmly. Good, let that go and then flip the palm so your fingers now face back and you're on the palm of your hand, on the same hand. Start to lean it back slightly. Good, and then give that wrist a nice shake. You can go opposite directions. And then we'll do the other hand. Right, take the back of your left hand there, start to lean back. Pause, breathe. Right, you'll know when to stop. It shouldn't feel like torture, even though it can get a little uncomfortable. Come back up through center. And then switch it out. So now your fingers of that hand face back. The heel of your palm faces forward, start to lean back. Press your fingers down, you'll feel it more in your wrist. Right, so sometimes tightness in your wrists can connect with tightness in your shoulders. The whole body is connected. It's quite fascinating. And then start to give your wrists a little shake. Walk your hands just a half a palm print forward and we'll come into downward facing dog, our first one. Right, so take the first few moments to let your head be heavy, shake your head. Pedal out your legs for a moment. Bend your knees a lot. So when you bend your knees a lot, lift your hips back and up. And with bent knees, you're able to get deeper into your shoulders. So press your fingertips down, press your chest back more firmly towards your thighs. And take 3 deep breaths into the back of your heart. Press your outer hands down, your fingertips down. And feel your hips press back away from your shoulders. Big breath into the back of your heart through your nose. Open mouth, exhale, let it go. Good, and then walk your feet towards the top of your mat for ragdoll. So let your head be heavy. Good. Let your jaw soften, roll out your head and neck a little in each direction. And then interlace your hands behind you. If this is too much, you can use a strap.
Right, feel your wrists pull apart from each other. Bend your right knee and start to look up and over to your left. For more of a hamstring opening, press your left heel down more firmly. Good, back through center. Switch out your grip and go to the other side. Right, notice again if you're holding any tension in your neck, let it go. Let your head be heavy, your jaw relaxed. Head back through center. And then with your hands interlaced, come up for a few moments. Pull your fists down, lift your heart, and press your feet down to strengthen through your legs. So feel the opposite energy here. Press your feet down and lift your heart up. Broaden across your collarbones. Let the back of your head drop back. Good. And then come back up to center. Release your hands. Give your shoulders a nice shrug up by your ears. And exhale, let them relax down. Just one breath here in a strong mountain pose. Press your feet down, lengthen the top of your head up. Inhale, reach your arms up. Now grab your right wrist with your left hand. Keep your legs strong, go up and over to your left side. Good, and then you can really use this left hand here to pull your right arm a little bit out of your shoulder girdle. Get nice spaciousness in your side body. One more exhale. Good, come back up through center. Switch the grip, and then exhale, go up and over to the other side. Nice and slow. Continue to breathe deeply as you move through the process. And with each exhale, use your right hand to pull your left shoulder over a bit more. Come back through center. Look up and then exhale, cactus your arms. Lift your heart. Good. Draw the bottom tips of your shoulder blades together to scoop your heart up towards the sky. The more you draw your elbows down and your shoulder blades together, the more you'll feel opening across your collarbones. Inhale, reach up. Good, and then exhale, eagle arms. Take your right arm under your left. Good, lift your elbows up to shoulder height. Press your palms together and away from you. Good, drop your forehead a little bit. And then you'll know a healthy edge to feel it in your upper back. As your chin drops, press your palms together, up and away from you. One more breath into the back of your chest. Good. Release your arms, reach up. Exhale, other side. Wrap your left arm under your right. Good. Lift your elbows. Press your palms together, away from you. A little drop in your chin, for many of us, can create more space in the back of your neck, but you explore. Maybe looking up feels better. And again, it's really the press forward of your forearms, your hands, and then spreading your breath into the back of your chest that creates the spaciousness here. And to release your arms. Inhale, reach your arms up. Look up. Get big, and then exhale, forward fold, bend your knees as much as you need. Let your head and neck relax. Good. Inhale, halfway lift, find length. And then exhale, one vinyasa here. So you have the choice. You can hop back, step back, exhale, lower halfway or all the way down. The next pose is cobra or upward facing dog. Spend an extra breath or two in your back bend, whether it's cobra or upward dog. Press your hands down, lift your heart, take the back of your head towards your heels, and then exhale, downward facing dog. So if it felt good to have your knees bent quite a lot before, you can do so here since we're really focusing on the upper back. And now that the shoulders are more open, feel free to play with straighter legs, get heavy through your heels, and start to feel the stretch in your hamstrings as well. Good. And then drop down onto your knees. Right. If this sitting on your knees is too much, you could sit cross-legged or on a block or a blanket. Good. And then once in each direction, take your right arm up, loop it behind you. A few times, do it once in the opposite way. So just some motion in your shoulder girdle here. We'll do the other side, up and back. Other way. Good. And then take your hands behind you and just grab opposite elbows. Right? If you feel really open, you could take reverse prayer, but there's no need to force it here. And then from here, drop your chin and then roll your head over to one side. And go in one really slow circle. Exaggerate how slow. Feel if you could feel any creakiness in your neck, letting go. Draw your shoulders back. Right, when you come back to the center at the front, just switch the grip in your arm so you've got the opposite arm on top, and then switch directions again, really slow here. Especially when your head is back, feel that opening in the front of your throat. And come back up through center. Oh, good. And then come onto your hands and knees. Take your left shin at a 45-degree angle. You might need a block, a blanket, and or strap handy. Take your right knee behind it. We're going to set up Gomukhasana, cow-facing pose. So you'll come and sit. And so again, if this feels tight, I recommend a block to get up nice and high. Make sure your knees feel safe. Right, press your outer feet down. And then from here, you'll take your right hand, your right arm up. Right, so this is where a strap in this hand could be good. You might not need it. And then take your left arm behind and find a nice grip. Right, if you don't have a strap at home, you can use a t-shirt, a towel, a blanket. Just make sure there's a little bit of breathing room. And then maybe even close your eyes. Feel the top of your head lift, your heart lift. 5 deep breaths into your right lung, your shoulders. Notice what could soften, how breath can almost get in there and break up any tension. Full exhales, choice for open mouth exhales, anything that moves stuckness, stagnant energy in your body. Last breath out. Good. Release your hands, give your shoulders a little shrug. Sometimes it's nice to take your right arm across. Good, and then to come out, my favorite way is to keep the feet, simply walk your hands over one direction, be over to your right, and then miraculously you're in it on the other side. Too much, or if I lost you along the way, you can lift your legs and switch them out. So come into a seat here, and then you know what props you might need. This pose can be interesting. One side can be quite different from the other. Choice to take the strap, this time in your left hand. Right, give yourself enough slack, and then come into it. You know you're here for a little while, so if it helps to close your eyes, notice if your head just comes all the way forward. Do your best to lean your head back, press your outer feet down to lift your chest, breathe. Now into the space behind your shoulder blades, your left lung. Full exhales, relax here. Sometimes holding poses can be harder than moving. Notice if you can settle, relax. Even if there's that fidgety urge to want to get out of the shape. One more breath out. Let it go all the way to completion. Go ahead, release your hands. Release your grip. Give your shoulders a nice shrug. Good. And then release your props to the side. We're going to come into plow. So make sure the back of your neck feels safe. Sometimes a blanket under your shoulders and your head can help. Otherwise, you're going to come to lie back. Use some momentum to take your hands to the back of your torso to get your legs up high. You come through shoulder stand for a brief moment. Don't move your head side to side. And then from here, right, start to drop your legs slowly. And you don't have to overdo it. Like your feet absolutely do not need to touch the ground behind you. They can if you'd like. Focus on the center of your forehead. Relax into the back of your neck. If you want to go even deeper, choice to interlace your hands and take them down. You've got about 5 breaths here. Good. To come out, use your core. Hands to your low back, lift your legs up. Come on to your back. Slowly. Good. And our last pose will be fish. So lift each glute and take your palm face down under your glute. Thumbs come to touch. Point your toes. Inhale, lift your head. And come to the top of your head. Good. Squeeze your elbows towards each other and then breathe into the base of your throat here. Full exhales. Good. To come out, inhale, look up at your belly. Roll onto your back. Let your head go. And come into Shavasana.